What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Taxon Reviews. Hope you guys are having a happy New Year's and everyone's going to have a great 2025. This is going to be a video on my best pickups for 2024. One of these actually came out in 2023, like super late 2023. I got it last year, so it's going to make my list. These only number one is in particular order. Everything else is just, out there. So let's go ahead and start with the one I mentioned earlier. So this right here is the Smith & Wesson 2.0 Spec Series. This pistol came out and I had to have it. The package it came with like big box challenge token, knives, the different adjustable back straps, like the whole package, guys. It came with a Faxon compensator. You could remove that and then just make it a threaded barrel. Full metal frame, full metal slide, everything's metal. It is an absolute dream. I love this pistol. I've shot a lot of them, and for some reason I always come back to this. I've messed with it and tinkered it a little bit. As it stands right now, besides the trigger, I think everything else will stay the same. I love the trigger, but I want to use this a little bit more, so and to be honest with you, this is just a range toy for me. So I have the Align Tactical Therm Rest on there. Works great. I love the look of it. The Holosun PID, and then we have a Vortex Defender ST, which I'm super happy to see that Vortex won Red Dot of the Year last year, which is cool because honestly, when I tried out, the first one I tried was a CCW, and I was so impressed. That optic is ridiculous for the price point. I feel like it's a really solid optic, but this thing, guys, the slide serrations are super aggressive. You have some nice relief cuts on the top of the slide. Just the color is just gorgeous. There's just so much this offers at the price point, and honestly, this was like I found myself shooting this a lot last year. I love this. I would never get rid of this gun unless I had a super dire need to. And they actually discontinued them already. I seen on their site earlier today that they're no longer doing them. I did see one at a store the other day. It was a trade-in, I believe. So it was someone traded in to upgrade, and I almost wanted to pick up a second one, but I stopped myself since this is just a range toy. But yeah, guys, so we'll put this at number 5, I guess. My number 4, if I had, I guess I'll put them in order. Number 4, I guess, is going to be, for me, the Terran Tactical TTI Combat that they released with Canic. This thing right here, guys, I know there's so many mixed opinions on it. Personally, I didn't have issues with mine. I know that the earlier models did have some issues. I waited a bit, but this thing is an absolute dream, guys. The trigger in here is, I would say, besides the Walther PDP, it's probably the best striker fire trigger on the market. You got that much take up, and then there's almost nothing there, and then clean through there. I mean, just a clean, solid break. There is very minimal recoil on this, and I think some people, these pistols have kind of a higher borax, and I think some people tend to get that confused with the recoil impulse, and I can see that. But for me, this thing shoots super fast, super flat. I mean, I've done competitions with this, like on our Monday night leagues. I use this a lot. This is super fun. And I actually have the Mechanic MO3, I believe it's called, on there. It's basically like very similar to the SRO. And it works great. I mean, honestly, for the price point, it's really hard to beat. You get a nice mag well, a very aggressive grip texture, which I personally like. I know it's a little too aggressive for some people. For me, it's perfect. The coating on this slide also has like I would say it has more like a mattish finish, almost a textured finish where you really, I mean, you can grab it anywhere. You don't have to just grab the slide serration. You can grab it from anywhere. And then of course you have the built-in compensator at the end of the barrel, which is super easy to take on and off. But yeah, guys, this thing is super fun at the range, because Terran worked on it in collaboration with Canic. There's a lot of features that are geared towards speed and stuff like that, and it just makes for a really fun range toy. So for my number 3, This is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with the Springfield Echelon comp. I would probably just go ahead and say Springfield Echelon, but the comp model for me is like what I want to go to. This thing right here, guys, is an absolute dream. And I know you guys are saying, like, maybe or maybe not. Maybe you guys are in agreement with me, but it's kind of weird. I've seen a lot of these lists, and there's like really high-end guns and then lower end. And this thing, as currently configured, it's pretty pricey, but it doesn't need all of this to be a great gun. The way it comes out of the box is already a great gun without the comp model. This is just taking it to another level, and I enjoy doing that to my firearms. So this, as currently configured, has the Icarus Precision Grip module. I'm waiting on the magwell. We already purchased that. Should maybe a week or two now. It's been probably 4 weeks since we bought that. I have the Trijicon RCR mounted on there, the Overwatch Precision Grip, trigger on here, and then we also have the Red Dirt. Actually, no, that is the Powder River Precision Spring kit in here for the trigger, so it brings your trigger weight down maybe a pound, pound and a half, which is nice. And then we have the Surefire X300 on here. What I really enjoyed about this pistol, guys, is how you can make it your own. And it's great to see a lot of companies finally, releasing things for the Echelon. And I'm excited to see what everyone will end up making it and how everybody configures it to be their own, right? So very similar to P320 and the P365. This has an FCU, or they call it a COG system. So it's the serialized part inside of the gun. So the frame and slide aren't serialized. So you can configure this in any shape or form that you'd like. But this, for me, has been extremely, extremely fun to mess with. I've had a good time. I love seeing these things. They shoot really well. They're super durable. And so that would make it, for me, my number 3. So the Echelon being my number 3. My number 2 for me would be the OA Defense Compact Pro. We have a video on this coming out for you guys soon. We picked this up in November, I believe I was able to pick this up. And this thing is an absolute unit, guys. I am finishing up my testing to make this my ADC gun. I've already picked up the holster I want to run and everything. We've done probably close to 800 rounds through now. I like to get through 1,000 before I make the decision. This thing, guys, is ridiculous. I mean, this is way more expensive than the previous guns we've talked about, but it's offering a lot at this price point. It being the Compact Pro model, as you can see in the barrel, it is the ported barrel, and it really, really makes this thing super flat shooting, guys. We have the EPS carry mounted up there, but you can mount a lot of optics. They include 3 or 4 plates from the factory for you, so you can do like your RMRs, your SROs, the Delta Point Pros. You can also do a lot of like the Shield RMSC pattern. All of that's included in the box. You get 5 magazines because it's the Pro model. You get a really nice 3.5 pound trigger. That's the take up, guys. That's all my take up right there. And then straight through. I mean, it's ridiculous. I have a Streamlight TLR7 HLX on there. Actually, when I first picked this up, when I seen it, I was like, all right, this thing's a little weird looking. But ergonomically, guys, it's amazing. It feels ridiculous. So for my number 2, it's going to be the OA Defense Compact Pro. And I'm super excited that OA released the Pro model of the full size. So we're going to be picking that up. We're on the wait list. I cannot wait to get that because I love this model and it's already super flat shooting. The smaller size, so I'm assuming the freaking full size gun is going to be insane. I want to say my honorable mention for this was going to be the SIG P365 Fuse. And the only reason that gun didn't make the list for my top 5 is because I did have an issue with it at first, but they resolved it, which was awesome. SIG took care of me. They got it back in a week. I think it was actually closer to like 3 days. But that's the only reason. That gun is amazing. I had fun. I actually got that gun ported. We'll make a video for you guys on that. We got it ported, and it has a different frame and stuff on there now, but that's the only reason why I didn't make my list. The other one is the Staccato C. That was a great pistol. I just found myself going towards my number 1 a little bit more, and at the price point, I couldn't excuse it. So without further ado, My number one for 2024 is the Bull Armory EDC Pro, or SAS2 EDC Pro. This thing, guys, I am in love with this pistol. I picked this up in August, I believe it was, maybe September, when they finally released, and I am so happy about this. This gun is ridiculous, guys. It is the Pro model of the EDC, so it has V8 ports in the barrel, and on these lightning cuts, it has that those V8 ports, and it is a ridiculous gun, guys. It is so fast, so flat, such an accurate gun. I have a Trijicon RMR HD mounted up there, which I absolutely love as well. And we got the whole thing done by Alice Customs, who is owned by who works with Modern Warriors, and we got this done in a color called Northern Lights. It kind of moves around with the lights, and we'll get some pictures on there for you guys. But everything about this gun for me has been awesome. The grip texture on here is amazing. You get a ridiculous trigger. Mine now is at 3 pounds, so that's my take up right there. I'm at the wall, and then clean breakthrough. Super fast gun. I love it. The price point, I think it's offering a stupid amount. Like I said, the Staccato C I loved, but I did find myself going back to this so much more than that, just simply because how fast it is, and it's super flat, and it just feels at home in my hands. And I honestly, everyone who shot one really couldn't. I mean, I wouldn't tell them the price point of it, and then they would guess it after they shot it, and everybody just fell in love with it. And the TAC Pro model that they released this year is also ridiculous. Competes with like the XC. But this thing right here for me was my number one. I wanted to carry this gun, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I trust myself with this thing to carry because it's so fast. I'd rather keep this more as like a competition gun and stuff. So that's kind of the reason why I ended up picking this up, because I wanted something in that 2011 format. And that OA Defense uses P320 Max, which I should have added. But Bull does a ridiculous good job on them. I'm actually looking forward to their release on the Ultralight Pro. But guys, the EDC Pro from Bull Armory is my number one for 2024. And I am beyond happy with this pistol. I would recommend it to anyone trying to get into. I would say, there's that entry level 2011, like, your T-Sauce and your Gurzon and stuff like that, maybe your Mac. But then there's that step above that, your Prodigy, your Springfield Prodigy. I would say save up a couple extra bucks. Hold on, save up a couple extra bucks. I think it's $400 more than the Prodigy, and you can get that. And I had the Springfield Prodigy comp this year. We picked that up. I thought it was a great gun, but for the money, you're really getting a lot more here. It's a ridiculous deal, and the performance out of this gun is ridiculous. So for my 2024 gun of the year, it's going to go to the Bull Armory EDC Pro. I'm so happy with this pistol. And let me know what you guys think about my choices, guys. Like I said, this is a little different, but I'm happy that last year was a super successful year for us. We started our YouTube channel, we started our reviews, and we're looking forward to see where this goes for us. This is just a fun hobby for us like right now. So I just collect my guns and figured we'd pull out some reviews for you guys. So yeah, let me know what your picks was, or what you would decide in the comment section down below. Let me know also with SHOT Show coming up at the end of the month. Let me know what you guys are excited to see. What companies are you excited to see what they put on the market? And we'll definitely be looking at that, because SHOT Show kind of ends up showing us what the rest of the year looks like. So yeah, leave a comment down below, subscribe, like, and with that being said, Tag Zone Reviews out.